In the beginning, two figures stood as the dawn of humanity, Adam and Eve. Their story is one of divine intimacy, tragic disobedience, and redemption's early whisper. But a lingering question remains that many readers of Scripture ponder: who died first, Adam or Eve? The Bible mentions their creation and fall in rich detail, but their individual deaths are subtly implied rather than dramatically portrayed. To answer this question, we must sift through not just the surface of Genesis, but also explore later scriptures, Jewish traditions, Christian theology, and historical writings. This is not merely about chronology, it is about understanding the arc of life, consequence, grace, and mortality introduced by their story. Adam and Eve were not born, they were created. Adam was formed from the dust of the ground and animated by the very breath of God. Genesis 2 verse 7 describes this with poetic intensity, noting that man became a living soul through divine breath. Eve came forth from Adam. Not from dust, but from flesh and bone. Taken from Adam's rib, she was formed as a partner, a helper, and an equal. Their lives began in unity, in a garden of perfect provision, untouched by sin or suffering. At this point in the story, death was a foreign concept. They were intended to live eternally in Eden, walking in intimate fellowship with God. But a command was given, clear and firm, of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil: thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. Genesis 2 verse 17. This death was not merely physical, it was spiritual, emotional, and relational. The consequence would unfold in layers. The serpent entered the scene and twisted the truth. Eve ate the fruit. Adam followed. The moment they disobeyed, something shifted. They became aware of their nakedness. They hid. Shame, which had no place in Eden, found a home. God's judgment was swift, but even in judgment, there was grace. Physical death did not occur that same day, though spiritually, a chasm formed between man and his Creator. God's warning did not mean instant cessation of breath, but the introduction of a decaying mortality. They were banished from the garden. Cherubim with flaming swords guarded Eden's gates. The tree of life was now unreachable. From this point, their days were numbered. But the Bible is silent on many of the details that follow,